Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. So I've got another set from the recent Harrows mini launch, which was to celebrate their 50 years in business, and what it is the updated some of their classic darts and some of their most requested barrels. So this time it's the Atlantis, and I believe it was the first Harrows dart that they made that was 95% tungsten. So let's check them out. So I'm reviewing the 22 gram version. As mentioned, the 95% tungsten. They're also in 24 and 26 gram in steel tip, 18 gram in soft tip, and the retail for £47.95. So as with the others I reviewed in the anniversary range, they come in this neat cardboard packaging, and like I said, you could put that on display if you like to collect them and just display them. And you got the big 50 there in case you can't see that. And these were the first 95% tungsten barrels that Harrows made. And inside you got a little plastic tray, and the dart's fitted into a little rubber point holder and come supplied with the Super Grip carbon MIDI stems and the 100 micron Harrows 50th anniversary flights. So as you can see, the dart's fit with the gold coloured points, and it's another straight barrel dart and quite a classic again. Obviously the reason why Harrows have remade them. And you've got your classic ringed nail grip, and that's got the gold tie on. Actually feels quite good actually. But because it's 95% tungsten, it's a slimmer profile than what was around at the time, I guess. So that was like the main feature, I think. But I think for mid grippers you may be out of luck there, because it looks like it's got the grip for the front and the rear, but for mid grippers you've got the dreaded smooth part. So I think you're a little bit hard done by there, but I think it actually looks nice in the gold. Just highlights that nail section just nicely. And again fitted with the Super Grip carbon MIDI stems and the Harrows 50th anniversary 100 micron flights. So once again they're fitted with the gold points, and you've got a slightly tapered bull nose, a wide chunky nailed ring with the gold tie, and then some thin nailed rings and grooves, and obviously as you can see the natural tungsten showing through in the grooves there. Another wide ring, and then some more ring and groove, and a wide section around the middle that's smooth with the Harrows logo, and then the same wide and thin ring grip pattern continues on the rear. And at the very end you've got a small smooth taper. So that's the super close look at the Harrows 50th anniversary Atlantis. The dart's fitted with a gold 26mm point. You've got a tapered bull nose, that's 2.7mm. Then you've got a mix of wide nail rings and thin nail ring and groove with the gold tie on the nail sections, that's 18.3mm. You've got the DSS dreaded smooth section, 7.3mm in the middle, and then another section that mirrors the front with the gold nail and rings, that's 18.3mm, and then a small tapered section on the end, 2.4mm, length 49mm, widest 6.3mm. 22.08 grams. 22.08 grams again, and 22.08, so perfectly matched. Full setup, 23.89 grams. Here's the balance with nothing attached and with the supplied setup, and this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. The thin nail rings is where it's grippiest, so probably 6 at most. Again, another classic straight barrel dart. I'm sure quite a lot of people have already played with it in its original guise when it first came out. But it's nice to see an update, and looks quite nice with the gold on. I often say I'm not a fan of nail, but it kind of depends on the way the nail is on the dart. If it's on a long wide section, then I often find it feels kind of slippy, but it can also depend on how deeply cut the nail is as well. Sometimes it's quite grippy, and sometimes it just, I don't know, fingers don't seem to get any purchase, and for whatever reason it just has that slippy feel. But when it's like on the thin rings like it is on this one, it doesn't feel too bad on the thin rings. I think it works all right on that. A few troubles there, but I think for this dart, even though it's a straight barrel and it'll work whether you're front, mid or rear gripper, it's got the DSS, the dreaded smooth section in the middle. So for you mid grippers, it might not be all that good, but I'll give it a try from the mid section, see how it feels, just for the sake of trying it. Now, just holding it in the middle, I can feel a little bit of the nail rings either side on the edge of my thumb, so I don't know, it's not really helping with the grip overall though, it's just giving me the feel of it there. But treble one champion, 2 treble ones, so if you are a mid gripper, like I say, it'll work, but I mean, doesn't seem any point in getting a dart like this unless you don't need any grip and you just like the look of the dart, then fine. Otherwise, if you're a mid gripper, you might want to check something else out. But try it from the rear, and I think for front and rear grippers you're okay because you got a decent bit of grip. You got a treble. It's actually flying quite smooth through the rear. So, like I said, front and rear grippers probably best for you. There's a little bit of grippiness from the thin nail rings, and quite a good looking dart. And like I said, it's nice to see a classic reimagined. Hey, trusty old double three. Must have decided to come back and help us again. There's 2. Oh, wrong double. Ah, wrong double. Close. 2 so far. Close one. I knew I'd missed that, like, seeing as though I got it earlier. There's 3. Oh, nearly. There's 4. There's 5. A few being right in the corner. Oh. Oh. Oh well, it's 5 again. That seems to be the one I always get. Five points. $31 points. $3 points. Ah, I think it was 53. $325, 75 points. Oh, 2 bullseyes. It's 175 after 6. Oh, always one where I miss them. 175 after 9. $125, that's 200 after 12, last 3. I was determined not to end up with 225 again. That's 250. Right, doubles, 1 to bowl. There we go. 5 and 30 darts at 20, 31, which was the same as the Harrows, the original, and 180 round the clock, got 53, and the bowls 250. So there you go, that's another nice classic from the Harrows 50th anniversary collection. I would say because of the way the grip is, it's probably going to be best for front and rear grippers, but it'll still work for mid grippers. It's just you're not getting any grip really. It's got the DSS, the dreaded smooth section. I think this is a dart that I could probably get better with a little bit more play time. It kind of reminds me of one of the sets that I did well with when I restarted playing a few years back. Was the Red Dragon Fury 2. That was like a ringed nail grip, and kind of got similar dimensions to them. Just I think these are a gram heavier, but anyway, it's a nice recoating of an old classic with that gold on. It looks rather nice, but not everyone is into nail. But I always think it's okay when it's on like thin rings like that. It's just when you get wide sections of it that I'm not so keen on it. But anyway, I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a better look at them, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.